Ray Sims, manager for the town of Lakeview. The town of Lakeview has been involved in renewable energy, more specifically geothermal energy development, for a number of years now. It started in 2002 with the town working with the Oregon Department of Corrections to develop a heating system for the then proposed Warner Creek Correctional Facility that was going to be located outside of Lakeview. In 2005, the facility actually went online, and the town and the state of Oregon had invested between $1.5 and $2 million in a system, including a well, all the piping, heat exchangers, and so forth to move heat to the Warner Creek Correctional Facility. We have a well that is 600 feet deep with 206 degree temperature water that can produce up to 300 gallons per minute. That is the source of heat for the facility. That system is at least twice as large as is needed. The town of Lakeview wanted to develop a larger system so that we could have additional capacity for future development of industrial uses in the area, particularly the area north of Lakeview, where there is some industrial properties available for development. In addition to that, the town has been exploring the development of another geothermal heat source south of Lakeview. We've done the feasibility studies of a well, an existing well there, for the purpose of providing heat to the hospital and the 4 schools here in the Lakeview area, as well as the county industrial park and other possible private users along the way. That has been determined to be a feasible project. However, we're still awaiting funding in order to build that system. Some of the funding has been acquired. Others are still waiting for some information on some grants, and undoubtedly there will be some loan that will be involved in developing that system. One other different type of renewable energy that the town has looked into is the possibility of generating power from a small hydro system. That we have a spring line, a water line for some of the domestic water supply for the town of Lakeview that comes out of the mountains east of town. Drops about 2,000 feet of elevation from its original source to the town, and we have looked at the possibility of generating electricity from the hydro pressure that is in that system. Again, another feasible project, but we just have not moved forward with developing it at this time. We've kind of been moving more towards the more grand projects of geothermal development. Along with the geothermal resources, we're also looking at generating electricity in conjunction with those heating systems to more efficiently use the heat that we're already pumping out of the ground.
The 400-man prison that is in Lake County, and the amount of money that is saved to the state of Oregon on monthly heating because they're geothermal. I believe it's well over $100,000 a year that they save in heating costs. We're untapped on our geothermal here. All we have to do is just get it developed. It's a renewable resource. It's here. It's ready to be used. And we're starting to tap into that. We're starting to get more and more interest. We have solar that's happening in North Lake County right now. There's 3 projects that are okayed by Obsidian Financial Group that have conditional use permits now. They have other ones that are applying for conditional use permits. Alfred Fairbanks Energetics is already in construction with a 1 megawatt solar plant up there. In these rural communities, that means jobs, like I said earlier, short term. It also means that there will be the siting of it, and that's where some of the controversial side comes through. But the county is staged better than most counties, as we have our renewable resources and ordinances in place. Can they be better? Possibly, but it's an allowable use, and if you go through the process, they're starting to get cited here. The impact on our tax side is a very positive in the future. What we have is a renewable enterprise zone within the county, and that gives automatically, if they qualify, a 3-year tax abatement. So that's no taxes for 3 years if they qualify. After that, then taxes start coming in at a depreciated value, but then those taxes are split out throughout the county for wherever it's located to the taxing districts. So
where do you see some of those tax revenues maybe going towards in the county? Like
the taxing districts, it all depends on where it's located, Brian, but it's opportunity for these taxing districts. The county itself, general fund, gets about 25% of the taxes. So then it comes in schools, it could possibly be hospitals, it can be cemetery districts, water districts, all depending on where they're located. Very positive impact. Yes, it's a depreciated amount, and yes, they got 3 years of tax abatement, but that's if they don't come here, you get zero.
Yeah, you get zero.
So as they start coming in, and if they start tearing down or tearing up, let's say, they build 2 this year, 2 the next year, and then you have them starting to come into the taxing districts, the dollars start coming in the tax revenue over the years down the road, and it's a continued influx.
In a lot of these rural communities that they've been hit pretty hard, either because the logging industry has suffered or the economies haven't been that diversified. So do you see like some of the renewable energy projects that are coming in not only bringing in tax revenue, but maybe kind of that tax revenue strengthening the local economy and making it a little bit more of a fertile area for other businesses to come in and then kind of to contribute to the economy of that area?
Absolutely. Anytime that there's more revenue into the county itself, we can talk just the 25% that comes into general fund as we promote and develop economic development within our communities, as we try to entice industries here, as we try to. One thing that's very important to me is job retention, and plus getting county services on the ground, and giving the opportunity for developers to be able to come in here. It all ties together, Brian. There's economic development, and government is part of that. And then private industry comes in whenever it's invited in. And private industry, whenever they grow, the tax base grows all the way through. Kids in our schools, that's such a huge thing in rural communities. You have a healthy community if you have kids. And as jobs are created by this renewable energy, that's what it amounts to.